The Suzuki Vitara used to be quite small, then it became the Grand Vitara and was quite big, and now, well, it's small again. And here it is. As with its predecessors, the Vitara has tough 4x4 styling cues, but while it looks smart from the front, the rear is a bit nondescript. That's a bit of a shame because the Vitara is actually up against some reasonably stylish rivals such as the Vauxhall Mocha, Renault Captur and Nissan Juke, and compared with those this all just seems a bit bland. No such complaints here in the boot though. As you can see, it's baby buggy friendly, so it passes that test. At 375 litres, it's slightly bigger than a Nissan Juke's and slightly smaller than a Renault Captur's, and you get this adjustable boot floor to give you a flat loading lip, and also when you fold the rear seats, you get the completely flat load bay. I do have one complaint though, and that is that the boot isn't particularly easy to get closed. As you can see, you've got to get just the right amount of pressure. Here in the back, as you can see, good amount of legroom. You can fit 3 adults just about. It's a bit of a squeeze, and also the one in the middle has got this lump in the floor to straddle, but 3 kids will be fine. You also get cup holders here in the doors, which is useful, and all models get electric windows in the back as well as in the front. It's also worth noting that the panoramic sunroof you get in top spec SZ5 models eats into rear headroom, so give it a miss if you're likely to carry tall adults. It feels spacious here in the front as well, and there's a good amount of storage, average size glove box, lots of trays here and big door bins. Plus there is plenty of adjustment in the steering wheel and the seats, so it's easy to find a good driving position. But man, are the plastics in here cheap, and I mean every single plastic you touch is so horrible and scratchy. Surely Suzuki can do better than this. Two 1.6 litre engines are available, one petrol and one diesel. They both have 118 horsepower, but the diesel comfortably wins for torque, so it's the faster, more flexible option. By comparison, the petrol engine is a bit flat in the mid-range, but if you're prepared to rev it, it's actually quite good fun. Petrol models get a 5-speed manual gearbox, whereas diesels come with a slightly nicer 6-speed unit. You can also have an automatic, but only on the petrol model, and all Vitaras can be upgraded from front-wheel drive, such as this car, to all-wheel drive. However, compared with Vitaras of old, this is no out-and-out off-roader, but rather has been designed with city streets in mind. The ride is about where it should be for this kind of car, which is to say, not so firm that it's uncomfortable, but not so soft that the car wallows through corners. In fact, it's actually quite composed, it's quite impressive. The only letdown is the steering, which although fairly direct on initial turn-in, then becomes woolly and vague and lacks any kind of feel. The drawback of having steering that is quite so sensitive just off-centre is that on the motorway you're constantly making small corrections, and combined with a lot of road and wind noise, it means the Vitara isn't great for long journeys, although to be fair, that's something that can be said of most cars in this compact SUV class. All models come with alloy wheels, aircon and cruise control, and the Vitara also scored top marks in crash tests, which is great news, particularly if you're going to be carting around kids. Prices start at £14,000 and both petrol and diesel models are impressively economical. The diesel returned 70 miles per gallon in EU tests, while this petrol model we've been hammering around for a little over a week now and it's returned 44 miles per gallon, which is really good. The only problem is that by the time you spec a diesel and four-wheel drive, you're getting into the kind of money that would buy you a Skoda Yeti or a Nissan Qashqai, at which point the Vitara feels way out of its depth. It's also worth noting that Suzuki's own S-Cross is slightly bigger and yet almost exactly the same price as the Vitara and is available with the same engines. Stick with a petrol engine and front-wheel drive though, and the Suzuki is a worthwhile addition to the ever-growing band of small SUVs, as long as you can put up with that cheap interior. You can read a full review of the Vitara and all its rivals by going to the Telegraph Cars website up here, and of course don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking down here.